Evil, with the serious iPod. Yo, last night, he did a man. He's going to ping at me. That my shit buffering. And look at it, I feel like you only get the screen buffer. I went to it. The trick is to close the screen like this. I'm going to turn it back on when it's sound. You think that it was like, it's not going right. I think you probably got. I think so like, let me just swing this in. See, so I can. When you go man something sound kind of do well, so the lower the water. I'm just gonna go over there real quick. So the back door real quick.
Oh shit. Got him looking like that. Damn, yo. Got him looking crazy.
He was foaming at the mouth when he had big brother.
My man looked like Cujo. Remember the dog Cujo?
Dog guy, he did look like a little kid. I guess this is the other thing. I'm not thinking. If I might be thinking it, I'm not saying I'm not saying what you about that. Let me just look up the problem real quick. See, y'all paying close attention to the live. It's Esau's throwing the pings. I know the brother been having a hard time going live. Chicago. It looks like we're good. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to turn to the east and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. A double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where we learned this 144% truth. A peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwat Ela. Beloved Akiyam and myself, we're back again through the spirit, mercy, and grace of our power. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to bring forth this beautiful testimony, man. This testimony that, separates us, from the rest. We're coming in a time now where we're starting to realize how precious this truth truly is, man. As we see apostasy run rampant, all right? As we see individuals lose their whole mind, all right? We're in a position where we're still locked into the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We still got this word. We're still standing on a sure foundation, all right? And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is still allowing us to dwell in his court. So all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for that, And now as we continue to embark on salvation, we understand that this thing's gonna get rocky. The way this thing is gonna wrap up, it's gonna be unfair. It's gonna be a bittersweet victory, is what it's gonna be. All right, and the greatest underdog story, all right, that this earth is ever gonna see. And Lord willing, we continue to be part of this thing, and the Lord keeps us and allows us to, have our names written in that book, of the men that stood so stiffly for the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, we in. You brothers got something, brother? It came to me and left me. We walked through the shadow of death. I think that's Isaiah 23. Psalm 23. Start from the top. If you don't mind. Because this is the situation we're in. We're in a situation of where we can, there's many perils here, bro. When you go into the book of what scripture is that? I think that's in Sirach. Nah, yeah, there's many places. Yeah. Can you get that real quick, brother? Yeah, the Buckle Shot. Because they go into how we're on the battlement to the field and the battlement to the city. The Buckle Shot. Can you grab that? You can grab that question about the one. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm exactly what I'm thinking.
There's the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 1. A psalm of David.
Woo!
The Lord is my shepherd.
A beloved King Warrior David. All right. You got it, brother.
The Lord is my shepherd. I
Right.
shall not want.
Yup.
He maketh me lie down in green pastures.
Right, which is likened unto this truth. You see, you got it.
He leadeth me beside the still waters.
Right, this word, bro.
He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths
Right.
of righteousness.
Right, our souls have been restored. And how have our souls been restored? Well, when you tap into the reality of this truth, this testimony, actually, matter of fact, the scriptures actually said, I think that Psalm, brother, can you jump to Psalms 19, if I'm not mistaken? I think it says the law,
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
and it goes into it. You
Right.
got it, brother.
There's the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Yup. That's what I was looking for. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple, bro. Right. This testimony, which is what? The testimony of our Lord is the spirit of prophecy, baby. And there's men on this earth that have it, the true prophets. And it's not a coincidence. Elder Apostle Tahar, he went on Chat GPT and he put in roughly paraphrasing, roughly saying, he said to Chat GPT, what one West camp is the most prophetic? And Chat GPT not only said Great Millstone, but it had explanations, it had reasons why. And it tapped into it with the prophets. We tap into the books, you know, our stance. You know, it's bro. This is it. And I was moved through the spirit to do a lesson on that, a reaction lesson to that, because that testifies the reality of the will of the Lord, the Yahweh Shai spirits dwelling with Great Millstone, bro, starting with the elders and apostles. It would have to be, because it tells us in Revelations 19 and 10. Matter of fact, can we grab that real quick? You got it, brother. There's more there, right?
Yeah, one more.
You might as well read that. You got it.
Verse 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoice in the heart.
Woo!
The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes.
That's right. And through the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, you know, we've been what's the word? Quickened, right? We've been made alive pursuant to Ephesians. You know, and now we become animated through the Holy Spirit, and we've been placed in a position where we now qualify to hope for salvation. Because we have the proper doctrine. Right. You know?
And I want to grab this last other verse because of what you opened up speaking about, you know, how these people are bringing in damnable heresies and, you know, lacking the fear of the Lord, right? Whether it's that they took the bag, you know, or they're just trying to come up with their own doctrine, or the Lord, either way, the Lord got them bugged up.
That's right.
They're out of here, you know. But in verse 9, it says, the fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. See, so the whole thing is that the fear of the Lord is clean.
Right.
And it's gonna what? It's gonna keep you on that right path, right? With the true doctrine. What does it say in Psalms 119 and 9? Right? That we cleansing ourselves through this word.
That's right.
Right. And we're not gonna sway side to side, okay, into a mud pit, all right, with other doctrines. You know, we're gonna try to keep ourselves clean because we fear the Lord. So in order for us to stay clean, we gotta bring a clean doctrine.
Right.
Right. Not you know, how you call that? Becoming filthy, right, with the philosophies of this world.
Right. A little leavens the whole book. That's right. And it's all through the mercy of the Lord to keep us. Right. You know, Lord willing, He keeps us in this thing, man. Because there's many that have come in and they're gonna fall out. There's guys that are gonna fall out. Because you can be, the scriptures tell us when you read what's that? The book of Matthew, many are called.
A few are chosen.
Right. So you're gonna that's the spirit. So there's many men that are being called in just to fall out later. You know, we're actually seeing men fall out now.
It's that net that was casted out.
Right, Matthew 13. All right, you will, huh?
I got 23.
The wine I'm alive. Can you grab that real quick, brother?
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I'm thy fellow servant, but thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shah.
Right. Go ahead.
Worship Yahweh, the testimony of Yahweh Shah is the spirit of prophecy.
And I just wanted the brother to bring this out real quick, just to elaborate on what we were speaking on briefly regarding what Chat GPT clearly pointed out when it was given an input, where what Run West Camp is the most prophetic, and it said Great Millstone, right? And it literally gave reasons why. That tells you what? That the spirit of prophecy is dwelling within the brothers, from the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone on down to the sincere blue affiliate camps, bro. You know that are truly standing in defense of the gospel and truly standing in the inner courts of the Lord and are truly operating under the same orders, under the same guidance, you know, as the elders and apostles are requiring, bro. You know,
They don't have them leaking cisterns.
right, bro? Hey, there's the order to this thing, man. Like, the true men are seeing eye to eye and they're doing what's required of them. They're sacrificing everything, bro. I barely got any sleep last night, but it's not about me. But the point I'm making is the men of the Lord are going ham for the Lord. And they're doing everything possible to make their parliament election sure. Everything they possibly can do. We're understanding that they can't make themselves up the elect, but all you can do is understand that we're a sacrifice. We're a sacrifice, bro. That's what we got to understand. We're a sacrifice. This is not a self-willing thing. We're a sacrifice. Like, it tells you that in Romans 12. We're a living sacrifice, you know? But ultimately, let's go back to the point, because brother, you have wisdom of Solomon. You had something I asked for, brother. There was something. Oh, we're in the battlements of the city. Go back and shot. Can you grab that real quick?
Ecclesiastes, also known as book Sirach, chapter 9, verse
Chapter 9. I knew it.
Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill.
Right, Esau, even the self-proclaimed white man. Go ahead, brother.
So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death.
Right, go ahead.
And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest you take away thy life presently.
Right,
Remember that thou goest in the midst of the snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
right. And ultimately, the battlements of the city is talking to America. It's gonna actually expound upon that in this Psalms 23. This is the valley of the shadow of death. This is that low land, the land that Job spoke about being without any order, right? Where even the darkness is as light. You got these niggas celebrating Christmas like they're doing a good thing on the day of Christ. It's his birthday, right? They say it's his birthday. Crazy, bro.
But as
Not
winter solstice, man.
Right, it
The darkest time of the winter.
right. All this shit goes back to ancient Egypt or Babylon, right? Nimrod, the Talmud, and
January 1st is Janus.
it all goes back to that. And then the Greeks celebrated this bullshit, right? The Romans did it, and now these niggas are doing it, right? Because it's the same
That
spirit,
yeah.
you know. This shit goes back to ancient Babylon, bro.
Same fight since the womb.
Right, Semiramis, Semiramis, Talmud, Nimrod, and Semiramis, which all that goes back to the whole Holy Mary bullshit,
Yeah.
right? Right, it goes back to all that bullshit, bro. That's what it goes back to. You got it, brother.
The book of Psalms, chapter 23. Gotta go back to verse 3 because we didn't.
Yeah,
He restoreth my soul.
and that's the spirit that we're in. You got it.
He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness
Right.
for his name's sake.
See, for his name's sake. And that's another thing. The Lord's doing this for his great name's sake. You know? So we don't pollute his name anymore, man. You know, his name has been greatly polluted, you know, by his own people.
And that's why it's important to put out that stigma. You know, Yahweh
That's
outside for when these prophecies come to pass, right? They know who they heard the names from
right.
the true prophets.
That's right.
You know, that stamped it, they co-signed it,
Right.
saying, hey, you know, they're gonna be like, man, those were the men of the Lord. They had the name, you know,
The testimony.
everything, and it happened.
And that's why when people come up to the camp and they ask us, oh, what are you guys doing? What are you guys teaching? We make an effort to specify, first and foremost, we're teaching the true names of the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son, and the true understanding behind, you know, the doctrine of scriptures.
Right.
You know, and we put that name out there because the name is critical.
There's no name under heaven, which shall we say?
There you go. It's essential. It's critical. You know, because that's something that the Esau is able to hold a certain energy upon people by having them call on Jesus and God. You know, they calling on Greek gods.
Right. You're over there in North Korea at a rally,
Right.
and you call Kim Jong-un out of his name. You got two guys coming to pick you up now, and you don't return ever.
Right?
Throwing smoke in the back, man. You know what I mean?
When you that what? This nigga's a mere mortal.
More right.
You know what I mean?
How much more the
You're
Lord?
playing with the Lord, bro.
Yeah.
This is madness. But no fair.
God. Verse 4. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
Right.
I will fear no evil.
Right. Why?
For thou art with me,
Yup.
thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
See, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is with us, bro.
Mhm.
And we believe that. We stand on that. This is why we're able to come out here and do what we do. You know, we believe that, hey, the scriptures tell us the angels encamp for the.
I was just gonna get it.
What's that? I believe that's
It's Psalm 34.
Psalms 34. I was thinking Psalm 44. I have Psalm 44.
But when you were saying I was already getting it.
70, but we read down to 9 though.
Yeah.
Okay,
7 and 9, yeah. There's the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 7. The angels of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him.
Hold on, real quick. Can you get Psalm 91? You got it. Can you read that one more time?
The angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him,
Right.
and delivereth them.
Delivereth them. So the angels encamp around those that fear the Lord. You see, and ultimately, if you could receive it, right? Just the Lord said, when 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he's in the midst. If you could imagine right now in the 4th dimension, right now there's angels or an angel standing, he's here right now in the midst, making sure that we're safe, making sure that, you know, individuals come by, can have an AK in the truck and have the intentions on spraying it down.
Right.
The angel leaps on him. Whoop, now go, boom, and he's back. Boom. You know what I mean? He's shielded.
Oh, he might even see some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He might see some
It's
shit
just,
where
it's just, man.
you know,
Right.
a divine intervention.
Right. Because the angels are, the thing is, the angels are controlling, and it proves that when you read Revelation, it tells you how, you know, this angel had the power to hold back the fire. This angel had the power to hold, these 4 angels had power to hold back the wind. So the angels are controlling what's going on down here through the spirit of God. Yahweh by some outside.
According to their assignment.
That's it. So the angels are down here dealing with the churches, bro. This is a church. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is an altar. The Lord's not gonna let nothing happen to us right now. This is not the time for that. Right now, we got to get this word out.
They're also being sent for you wayward niggas.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Bring judgment.
Oh, 1 Peter 4, brother. I was saying last night. I can't wait for 1 Peter 4 to come into its perfection. You see, and that's the spirit. The Lord
John 3:16. Show us.
but always sends a sign. That's beautiful. My man drove by and said John 3:16. John 3:16. It's like, brother, you not realize that the New Testament was written in the Greek via the Septuagint? You got to go into that word world. Go into that word, you're going to find out it has nothing to do with the earth, the people in it.
They're gonna find out.
They're
gonna find out when his fucking car is crusty with
you already know.
burning in ashes.
Brother, can you get that Psalm 91 real quick, brother? To back up this right here.
Let me get to the point.
Yeah, get to the point, but back the shot. Get right to the point. You got it out there.
Psalm chapter 91 and verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
See, the Lord's going to give his angels charge. Okay? And as the brother has said, according to the assignment.
Right. And the charge is a commandment.
That's correct. The angels are in the full. Matter of fact, you get Psalms 105 real quick, brother. Psalms 105, the angel. So I think that's Psalms 105 and 3. If I'm not mistaken, regarding the angels, how they're. Yeah, that's Psalms 105. Go ahead. Psalms 105, real quick. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a Psalm. The angels are the full thing. The full thing. So, that's what I'm looking for. No, that's not what the chariot is. That I know it's around. What if you what? The water, Malak. The water, Akia. You got it, brother.
There's the book of Psalms, chapter 103, verse 20. Bless the Lord, yeah, his angels that excel in strength,
Woo!
that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Malak, can you read Psalm 91 real quick again? You see that? So the angels are not doing what they want, showing you that Satan never was in a position to do what he wants. There was no such thing as a war in heaven. You know, and Satan and his angels
Right.
rose up against the Lord. And then he got to the point where he overtook the Lord and was able to conjure up some type of realm.
Blindsided him. Blindsided him.
Right.
Blindsided the omnipotent, all-seeing eye.
Exactly. Wouldn't you think there will be a creation, a part of the, wouldn't you think you were reading the creation story? This realm
And,
where you burn forever, where Satan dwells,
And
this
you know-
other entity?
and you know what doesn't make any sense is if according to their logic, right?
Yep, that's it.
If God is all love
Crazy, brothers.
and
I'm
Satan
gonna grab my water, Slack.
and Satan is the one creating all this evil, so
Bro, you need water?
what was the story in the garden with that snake, with that man that came and deceived Eve? You know, so who put that spirit in that man to come and deceive Eve from the beginning in Genesis?
That's right, Ak.
You know, who was at fault, you know, for bringing the flood upon the earth because of their wicked acts? You know, but here it is, Satan fell in Isaiah. So to your logic, Satan's always been there from the beginning, but no, he started being Satan in Isaiah when he fell as Lucifer. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no logic in that story.
Right. The Lord said, I create good and evil.
Isaiah
I
45 and 7.
create light and darkness. I, the Lord, do all these things, bro.
Right.
All right. Satan, there's no power that's above Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Yahweh,
That's right.
who the world intimately calls God, he's the supreme, omnipotent being.
Did the Lord not say,
Second in command, I'm sorry, brother,
God.
Yahweh Shai,
God,
right? Second in command, Yahweh Shai. Straight up, that's how it goes.
did the Lord not say, I created the wicked for the day of evil?
That's it.
I created the wicked for the day of
That's
evil.
right, bro.
Right? It wasn't Satan,
Right.
you know?
Brother, read that Psalm 91, my lap, Bakasha.
Psalm number 91, verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
You see that? And we're bringing this up. We got, hey, faith is something we got to, we're in the time where we got to stand on faith. We got to believe this. We got to believe this, what's written.
Who has believed our report?
That's it. You got to believe this, bro.
Who is the arm of the Lord extended
And
to?
guess what? If you don't believe in the resurrection, you're eliminated.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you can even be, the only way the Lord will even receive you. You know, you gotta believe in the resurrection. Because if you believe in the resurrection, you're pretty much spiritually unstoppable. You know, because you understand that nothing can separate you from the reality of the power that you serve. You know, the Lord can raise us up. He raised up Yahushua. You know, and the Lord it tells us in John 6 and 44 that the Lord will raise us up in the latter days, man. In 1 Thessalonians as well. You see? But John 6 and 44 specifically. All right? I'm sorry, it's John 6 and 44. Specifically, bro. You see? And this is what it is. We got to believe in these scriptures, bro. We got to believe in that. Like the Lord is dealing. The angels are protecting us, man. You know? And with that right there, that's what makes you bold as a lion. When you realize that the Lord is dealing for real and he's in control of everything, that puts you on a level at that point. Because before, think about it, we were in the world, we didn't know the Lord was controlling everything, man. You know, we thought we had free will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going on vacation next year and shit. I'm gonna do this for my birthday. I'm gonna do this for that for Christmas. I had no idea that you could have been sent back to the spiritual world in the day or in an hour. You know, that's why everything's Lord will now, because we understand. The Lord gave us the understanding. That was the point there on Psalm 91. What else you got, brother? We're gonna go back there, Lord willing. What else you got, Malak?
Yeah, appreciate it, back you up.
Nah.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 26.
Yup.
And the fear of the Lord Yahweh is a strong confidence,
Woo!
and his children shall have a place of refuge.
That's right. The fear of the Lord is a strong confidence. You see, because scriptures also go, I believe they're going to go now Psalms 23. It says, I'm not Psalms 23 and not Isaiah 34. I think it says there's no want to his saints.
Oh, no, it's Psalm 34.
Psalms 34.
Psalm 34.
Huh? That's the spirit. I can read that precept again, brother. I go right into what he's going into in a minute.
Proverbs chapter
That's the
14,
spirit.
verse 26. And the fear of the Lord Yahweh is a strong confidence,
Woo!
and his children shall have a place of refuge.
That's it. See, when you fear the Lord, hey, it says this. You got him a lot.
In the book of Psalms, chapter 34, continuing on in verse 8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. Oh, fear the Lord, yea, his saints. Yea, his saints. For there is no want to them that fear him.
There is no want to them that fear him. Why? Because when you fear him, again, the fear, scriptures tell us the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
That's right.
You see, if you fear the Lord, you're in his good graces.
That's right.
Because he's got to put the spirit on you to fear him.
That's right.
Esau don't fear the Lord. It tells us this when he descended upon us. When we were making our way out of Egypt, it said, and he feared not the Lord. He feared not power. Esau don't fear the Lord, bro. Esau does not fear the Lord. The Lord has to, and 2/3 of Jake don't fear the Lord.
That's right.
Right? These renegade fox-like niggas that claim to be men of the Lord don't fear the Lord. You know, as they push false doctrine, false narratives, and diabolical heresies, man. You know, leading Israel astray. They don't fear the Lord. What do you got, brother?
They feared Yahushua. They would have took account of what happened to the prophet Judah when he disobeyed Yahushua's command and ate the food and he sent a lion on them. They would think about what happened. What was it, Dathan and Abraham and when they went up against
In Korah. That's right.
Yahushua swallowed them up.
That's it.
They would think about those things in fear. That's why he said, "Oh, that fear Yahushua would not be confounded, nor that trust in him forsaken." These things are bringing a floor time for our learning. The prophets take these things and consider them.
You know why they don't fear?
They're Yahushua led them to a reprobate mind.
I got you. See it real quick. Let me see if I can get this real quick. This is why they don't fear. Bear with me, my love. I got you right here. The book of Job, chapter 12 and verse 16, and it reads, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
Right.
So ultimately, the Lord's deceiving these niggas. He's got a perverse spirit on him. A diabolical, let's go get a lineup nigga spirit is on him. To be reprobate, renegade, disobedient, and openly rebellious. And ultimately take the bait. You know, because that brother was saying, man, hey, highly likely they got visited by the Rosicrucians. You know, and they took the bait. They signed across the dotted line. All right, they were probably offered $1 million each, and them niggas lost it. Yeah, we can do it. We can get the job done. No, we're just speaking as a man. I'm just speaking as a man. You got it,
I got Exodus chapter 4, verse 11 to back you up. When the Yahweh Bashem Shah was speaking to Moses, said, and the Lord said unto him, who has made man's mouth? Woo! Or who maketh the dumb or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I the Lord?
That's it. You get Ezekiel 14. I like the prophet.
So yeah, man, just to back you up, that is the Lord in control of all these things. You know,
it.
you know, he's the one, as we always bring out, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 1.
Right.
The incorruptible spirit is in all things.
That's right.
You know,
You got it about that?
Ezekiel chapter 14. Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9. If the prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord Yahweh, have deceived that prophet.
Right there. If a prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. Captain Tazariak out of the ISUPK, talking about Revelation 13 and 16, the mark of the beast is sin. All right, that's a deceived dude. You know? These other guys talking about Israelites are going to be condemned, supposedly in the kingdom. You got Demon Hassad talking that rhetoric, and all types of damnable heresies. They're now teaching. They got their doctrine changed overnight. They're out of there. That's a deceived spirit. That's a deceived prophet. And as much as they think they're going to be able to get out of harm's way, they're lined up they're right in the line of fire for the Lord's judgment. The Lord's going to get these dudes, man. It tells you in that same talking point he's going into right now. And in Jeremiah 23, it says, woe unto the pastors that scatter my seed. The Lord's gonna get out of them, bro. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. You just gotta be patient. It's gonna happen. You got it, brother. What you got? Yeah, it goes like that.
14, 14, it said the prophets that say there ain't gonna be sword, there ain't gonna be famine. By sword and famine, God is going to destroy them.
Yup.
You had to see to by UIC saying there ain't gonna be bigger stuff. But that's how we know that's how you're not gonna say fuck bigger stuff. Not teaching the names, not teaching false doctrines. Clearly, the false prophet, you almost not set up because
That's it.
the Lord is created. The false prophet is creation of the Lord.
That's right.
And we know them angels ain't encamping around you because if you don't fear the Lord, hey man, you know there's only two things that's gonna happen, man. Either they're gonna be sent to protect you, or they're gonna be sent to destroy you.
Well, there was an incident with the IUIC with I think it was the shorty went crazy, bro, and ran one of them niggas over. Remember that? Coach?
Shit.
Yeah, bro. I forgot what state it happened in, but they got the whole camp got ran down by an out of control Bible Belt Christian.
And they, you know, they were throwing gas canisters in Africa.
Africa, I'm just backing you up, brother. The angels are not encamping around them. Look what happened with them, man.
They got
That's a token,
fight with ISUPK.
right?
I mean,
These are all tokens. The Lord's not there for them.
reprobate tokens.
And then look what happened to old boy. And over in Canada, I believe that used to be Great Millstone, but he's still teaching the right doctrine. Look what happened with him with that Edomite that pulled the strap out on him. You know, he gave him the wizard. You don't even have to see how he handled him. You can just listen to the impact when it was off of camera. Because they went to tussling and then they went off camera. Woo! And you can just hear the beat down.
The Lord gave him
You can hear
victory, man.
He gave him the victory. You can hear the beat down. But I'm just saying that to say this. Hey, the angels ain't counting on that brother, man. You know, because he's teaching the right doctrine.
Hey, remember them brothers that got shot at?
Ooh, yes.
And the bullets just passed by them?
Wow. Yeah, Karen.
That's another example of the angels
Another
that can't get around.
Yup.
You know?
Right. Bro, the Lord's dealing, man. You know, and we're in a time where, hey, First Peter 4 is about to pop. The Lord's gonna make an example out of these guys, bro.
Right.
Chicago, what you got, brother? Oh, keep going. Go back to shop.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived, and he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord Yahweh, have deceived that prophet,
Right,
and I will stretch out my hand upon him,
right.
and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel.
Woo! See? So ultimately, what we got to remember is that the majority of the undesirables, right, are gonna flock to the false prophets. Obviously, there's more 2/3 than there is 1/3. So there's more false prophets, obviously, than there is real prophets. So they're a necessary evil to
And
get
when
the undesirables.
when you look back then, most of them were the ones that rejected Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
You know, as many as believe, you know.
Yep, absolutely. 100%. They were fearing both. They were, excuse me, stumble on my words. They were bearing false witness on Yahweh Shai.
Right.
You know?
Going today.
In Matthew 26, right? In Matthew 26, they bear false witness on the Lord, bro. You know, he was before the chief high priest. You know, he went to go speak to Caiaphas. You know, they were trying to get false witness to bear false witness against him, and they ended up getting 2 of them to bear false witness on. They brought up how he said, oh, in 3 days he said he'll take the temple down. This guy, and he hit him with that parable some time ago, but he was talking about how, you know, he was gonna have to, you know, be crucified. He was speaking of, and then he raised up the 3rd day. Is what I was talking to, but they couldn't pick up what he was putting down because the Lord always spoke above their carnal minds.
Right.
And that's why you got niggas messing around now, trying to weaponize. What is it, brother? What's that? Matthew 12, I think it is. You know, trying to make Matthew 12 sound like something it don't mean. Regarding the Nineveh and, you know, the Queen of Sheba that's going to raise up in the judgment and condemn whatever. You know, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what's up. They're tripping. what they're doing. They're tripping.
Crazy, bro. Way less.
Yep. And they're doing a good job. I'll say that much, bro, because they got us working. You know, because they're going week for week. They keep pumping out false doctrine. We come around the cut. We come around the corner like what? And we scoop them up. We scoop up the fumble. You know, like the brothers in Texas say, when they fumble, we pick up the ball and we score a touchdown. You know, that's what it is, bro. You know, it's the real men of the Lord are on the scene. They're gonna be every time they come up with some bullshit, the real truth of the matter is gonna come up. Whether we're gonna receive it or not. And we're not here to debate. The true men of the Lord don't debate. The true men of the Lord are here to lay the law down. The law is being laid down. We're not gonna go on no podcast. We're not gonna be talking about I got 5 minutes left. We're gonna tell you what it is, whether you hear or forbear.
Right. We don't give a shit
That's
about
it.
your goddamn feelings.
None of
We're
that.
not here to fucking pamper you or anything or try to shove this down your throat. Either you receive it or you don't, or you don't receive the judgment that's coming.
That's
all.
it, bro.
That's all.
It tells us in Titus after the first or second admonition, reject them.
That's it.
You know, we're not supposed to be sitting here trying to beat it in your head, like beating it when somebody comes up.
Optimus Heretic.
That's right. And beat it in their head. They don't understand Revelation 13:16. They can't get it. They're like, but X, Y, and Z, or they're standing on some philosophy that they learned from one of these other wayward guys.
And showing you also that bitch ass Vocab Malone ain't a man of the Lord, because he keeps harassing GMS and all these other camps. When the scripture says, as you just brought it out, 1 or 2 admonitions, man. You're supposed to let it go. You're supposed to wipe the dust off your feet.
That's right.
And keep it moving.
Right.
But you don't follow orders.
Right.
Out of order, man.
So-called apologists. You're the funny thing from an apologist. We're the true apologists.
Right.
Get out of here.
Shield Squad. That shit got obliterated.
Yep.
My man was holding up a backwards can. The can top of the trash can. Like that is defend. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you had nothing. You had nothing. No covering.
Right.
Your doctrine is full of holes, man.
Right.
Swiss cheesed up.
Done. So we've been done for a while. Man. These guys, as they continue to bring out false doctrine, they keep looking crazy and crazy on the internet.
And that's the crazy thing, brother. These elites know that Vocab failed miserably.
Oh yeah, they do.
So now he has to penetrate the ones that that have this doctrine.
Right.
That are wise with the truth in order to try to deceive
Right.
the people. That's why they, like you said, they come with a knock, nice little hefty bag, because they know ain't nobody gonna listen to Vocab.
No.
But they might listen to one of theirs.
Yep. Esau slick.
Mm-hmm.
Esau slick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done this before.
Yeah.
And it's happened in Greece.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, they did it with Judas.
Right. It's just the way. And Esau knows this, man. Esau has weaponized Jake against Jake many times over.
Right.
On both ends of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You got tomahawks on our end. The Northern Kingdom, Gad. There were cats there were Native Americans that fought with those English and shit.
Right.
Took sides with them. To penetrate us. Cause see, the thing with Gad, we're into guerrilla warfare. That's what separates us from. That's what separates us from them. That's why we kept winning them victory. Because Gad, Reuben, and nothing in Israel. We're guerrilla war fighters, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when they came through, they were getting an island, but they came through with that way. They changed the game with their technology they utilized. But needless to say, brother, can you read down on Ezekiel a little bit more about the shot?
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 10. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him.
And that's why we warned Jake to get away from these guys. We try it. Look, this nigga is lying.
Yep. Mark them which cause division. Right?
Right. And if go into the scripture and we'll show you. Go into words, history, the reality, the validity, behind the specific talking point, breakdown, prophecy, whatever it may be. And again, only the initiated are going to receive it.
According to Captain Crunch,
right?
Sweet Tooth nigga, Esau got the victory according to him.
Right.
Because if we all got the mark of the beast,
right,
who's going to be saved?
Right. Who's Yahweh Shai coming back for?
Right.
There is no logic in that philosophy.
Right.
Ain't none of us have cancer right now. We all sin.
Right, God, bro. This is madness, man. But this is what happens when guys just when you're not part of the elect. I'm gonna say I probably like Apostle Howard keep it real.
As you say,
You're not part of the elect, you're gonna fall victim.
start leaking that oil.
God,
Say they dried up.
right.
Say, man. You ever heard somebody, you ever had a conversation with somebody that's falling asleep and they say something that doesn't make no sense?
Right.
And then, oh shit.
It's that
man.
bumping and jumping.
Yeah. And they say some shit out of left field.
That's it.
You're like, yo, go to bed, man.
Right. Yeah, because the men of the Lord, hey, the true men, they're not leaking oil, bro, everywhere. The scriptures say that the men of the Lord, as a matter of fact, brother, it's in that same chapter. It's in that same chapter in Psalms 23. The cup of the
right there.
it runneth over. Our oil is running over, bro, through the spirit.
I'll read it.
You can't.
There's the book of Psalms, chapter 23 and verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine
Which
enemies.
is this word. And this is what's vexing Esau. This is what scripture was talking. This is what scripture was talking about in Psalms 50, when the Lord said what? He will reprove Esau and set us in order before his eyes. This is what he meant by this. We're being set in order. The table being prepared, bro. And we're eating Yahweh. We're drinking and eating Yahweh, which is the truth. The scriptures say what? He that teaches his son, the enemy, bro. We're being raised up in righteousness, man.
Right.
This is afflicting Esau, because this is changing the game. This is shifting the pendulum.
Right.
Esau's about to be stripped out of power.
And
It's the only answer.
with that scripture, we are the sons of the living power. You know what I mean? So teaching us this truth, that comforter is grieving the enemy right now in real time.
Right.
You know? It says, thou anointest my head with oil.
Right. We're consecrated. You see? We've been anointed. Right? We've been set apart. Right? You got it, brother.
My head, my Salakia, my cup runneth over.
Running over. And that's why we're in the time when we got to trim our lamps. You see? We got to trim our lamps. If you don't trim your lamp, you're either going to burn too hot, or you're going to burn too hot and run out of oil. Right? You're going to be like one of those 5 foolish virgins, or you're going to end up burning too low and your candle's going to go out. You see? Your light's going to go up. So we got to trim our lamps. And what that means is we got to do what's required of us to the Lord's efficiency, man. You know, we got to operate through the spirit. You know, as the title, move through the spirit. We title this through the spirit. Because we're in the time, if you're not moving through the spirit, you're going to get caught up by Esau, bro. Esau's throwing false flags out there. There's about to be a Black Swan event. This nigga's talking about he got attacked by 2 or 3 Islamic niggas over in Australia, and now there's 16 little baby cap hat niggas dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's going on right now.
I got it.
Well, honestly, the story's probably the thing is, with it being the FF, it truly did go down. Is what you know what I mean? It went down, but the whole narrative of it,
Yeah, we behind it.
right? It was a setup. And F is the what? Push. What's the word? I almost don't want to say it, but you know, I also don't want to say it. You know, picking up when I'm playing down. I don't want to say it. Anti.
Oh yeah.
Right, anti-SEM,
anti-nickel hats.
right. That's what they're just trying to push the narrative more, get the sympathy.
Yeah.
They want to play victim and villain.
Not because
That's what they
like
want to do,
like-
like they've always been doing.
like the elder said, they want to show like it's them, like they're being persecuted,
Yep.
like they're going through. They really hate it.
That's it.
Everybody see they fit the narrative.
Like
Look,
Daniel
bro.
9,
Right.
9 as well.
Right, but here it is. You run the whole earth. You know what I mean? Banking system,
Everything.
bro. You know, when the hell, you know, you go to New York, them guys are all dipped out, diamond districts.
Right.
They landlords. What do they tell you?
Climbing out of sewer caps.
Right. Shit.
We know about that story.
There's a saying, right? When you go to court, if you want to get out of any case, get yourself a
baby cap lawyer.
issue.
A baby cap lawyer.
Right.
We call
You-
him baby
you-
cap. That's the.
Why? Because he is the system.
Yep. That's right. bro.
He's running the system.
That's right. He's cousins with the judge.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
his cousin.
Yeah, but here it is. How do you fit that? How do you fit prophecy? How do you fit the scriptures when you're over here running? You know,
Right.
But you fit Job chapter 9, verse 24.
That's it. And now your world's crashing around. Now your world's crashing around you.
Mhm.
Because now the Lord has raised up his prophets in Babylon, man,
Mhm.
as it tells us in Jeremiah, the 29th chapter. And now we're speaking your downfall.
Right, right.
And it's happening,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? That-
Hey, vampires want to stay in the dark,
Yep, that's right.
but this truth is the true light, which is Yahweh Shai.
See the brothers got
The true light shining on the vampire, man.
kind of
He starts to diminish. This shit hurts, you know?
right. That's
Start
it.
burning. That's exactly what's gonna happen to this whole bitch. It's gonna go up in flames because of this truth.
That's it, brother.
It's prophecy.
That's it. 100%. See those dry bones
Yeah.
have been stirred up.
Right, right, right.
Them dry bones. Matter of fact, brother, can you go get that? Let's go to Ezekiel, Baba Shop. Yeah, Con, let's go get that Ezekiel 37. We could probably end up going into that, and I'll bring it home through your spirit. This was the game changer right here when this happened. You see? You're gonna find out. Go ahead, brother. Start from the top, obviously.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh and set me down in the midst of the valley full of bones.
Right.
And-
Going back to that valley, it's talking to America. That
Psalm-
valley. Right?
Psalms 23.
It wraps all together.
Yep.
Right. Psalms 23, Job 10.
Yep.
Right. That valley is that low land,
Mhm.
the land without any order. And the Lord literally brought Job literally seen this.
Mhm.
The Lord brought him through to take a peek. He showed him the future, man. He showed Job. Job truly seen it.
Right.
Go ahead, read that one more time, brother.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
Right, full of bones, man. But just bones, you're gonna find out this is talking about Israel. You see? It's going into a kin. And then you can prove that when you go to Genesis 29. Right? But yeah, keep going. Yeah, when it's talking to Jacob's uncles, which is Rebecca's brother. But go ahead, brother. When he said, "You're my kin and my flesh and my bone." So it's talking to a kin, is what it's talking to. It's talking to Israel. You know, but go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Like there were many of them in the open valley. Over here in Babylon, sprawled out, and they were very dry. It's implying that they're very, very dry through. And this is going into that Revelations
Took it out
11.
of my mind.
Right, we can probably grab that real quick right now.
You know what I mean?
But Dr. Shaw, you grab that for Dr. Shaw? You got one more time, huh?
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Very dry. You got it, brother.
There's the book of Revelation, and hey, going into dry, man, you're gonna have this oil, which is this truth. You know?
Right.
This oil,
Don't understand it.
oil moisturizes,
That's
you
right.
know. But at the end of the day, it goes into that lamp, having this knowledge, having this wisdom,
That's right.
you know, having that fire in you, you know, because we were baptized by what?
By
By
fire.
fire,
That's right.
you know. It says what? Revelations chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Right. Babylon the Great.
That's right. Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Right. You know why it's called Sodom? We really don't have to even
Right.
break that down.
That's self-explanatory.
Right? As we see the rainbow flag in the
Right.
church line.
Right, right.
You know? In Egypt, just look at your dollar. Look at your dollar bill. Go to Vegas. All right. There's a Memphis, Tennessee. There's a Memphis in Egypt. Come on, man. You got it, brothers.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Right. Crucified in the sense of his judgments, his mindset, what he stands for, the true understanding of the Lord and how he gets down. He was crucified in that sense, you know. But go ahead, but his image, you know, you got him a lot.
I'm gonna get 11 real quick, so I can tie into what he's gonna about to read.
Well, kind, yeah, definitely.
In verse 11, it says, and after 3 days and a half,
That's what we wanted.
the spirit of life
Well, no. Well, no.
God, from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet.
Well, no. Where did you start?
Verse 11. I jumped
No,
onto verse 11.
you started initially?
8.
Nah, keep going.
You want me to go through?
Yeah,
what
but
they
the
do?
shot. Yeah.
Revelation chapter 11, continuing on to verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
It's critical. This is what we need right here. So these heathen seen us for 3 days and a half, which is that 350-year period from 1619 roughly to 1969. But be aware that Elder Abba Bivens was prophesying way before 1969. Right? But you got it, brother.
God. And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right, they never told us the truth.
That's right.
Grave represents rest. Represents rest.
Right.
That's when we read Isaiah 14. It specifies how the kingdom of the earth will be buried.
Right.
They're gonna have a burial. But Esau was gonna be casted out like an abominable branch.
And that's why the Lord
He's not
said,
gonna have a land to dwell in during the time of paradise. When the world becomes a paradise, he ain't gonna be around.
that's why the Lord said too, also to separate that this is not our rest.
Ooh, that's it. Yep.
So it says in verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them
Right.
and make merry,
Right.
and shall send gifts one to another.
Right. Various slave
right.
trades, bro.
That's right.
We were those gifts.
That's right.
And circular history proves it. You got it, brother. Sub-Saharan, transatlantic, and so on.
Because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth,
That's right.
and after 3 days and a half,
Yeah, they knew what we did to them when King David was ruling. These heathen have the history.
right,
The tabernacle of David, okay, is something that the heathen have this history. Esau knows about the tabernacle of David and the time of David and what went down with him and his ancestors, bro. Okay, they're from the lineage of Agag and them. These Amalekites, bro. You know, they know what's up. They know. All these elite heathen know. You know, so what they're seeing right now, they're like, oh shit. They're like, yo, them, and the prophets were always lowly. Look at John the Baptist, bro. John the Baptist had he had camel's hair garment, bro.
right.
with a leather girdle, bro. He was eating honey and locusts, bro.
Yeah.
And he was in the wilderness, bro. He had followers. He had left the temple because he knows niggas turned renegade. All them scribes and Pharisees turned renegade, dog. They had the Sanhedrin. Them niggas were tripping. They were making money. You know, John the Baptist was out of there, dog. He was like, yo, I'm out of here, dog. But he still had a following, though. But the point we're making is all the prophets were always lowly. You know, the prophets weren't never really that violent. But I mean, you know, some of the Lord that had money might have,
Yeah, I was shocked. He
Right.
didn't have a place to sleep.
right. But more or less, the men of the Lord are, you know, different. And the world can see it, either they love you or hate you, but they can see it though. But needless to say, going back to the point,
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
this is us standing upon our feet,
Right.
right? This goes hand in hand with Wisdom of Solomon 5,
That's right.
right? I think there's a little bit more there, right? You going to go on 11, I think so?
No, I did go to him.
Oh, you gonna go down
Yeah,
to 11?
yeah.
God, that came quick.
God.
God, yeah, bro. Hey, this is us standing upon our feet. This right here, this is making the noise on the earth.
That's right.
Everything else, this red pill movement, these niggas talking about I'm black and I'm proud and talking shit about the government. Look, Esau don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Right.
Esau knows he got them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This right here, when you start speaking the scriptures and bringing out prophecy and you're actually bringing out the validity of what the scriptures are going into, and you're bringing out the scriptures and their true veracity, like a non-gag order, like legit, that one doctrine
Right. That's
that
why.
they've been hiding, it's over. This nigga, that's the kryptonite. This nigga shrivels up like a slug with salt thrown on it.
That's why that's important to know that that's a FF over there in Australia,
Right.
because as they coined that as the anti-nickel hats, this doctrine to them is anti-nickel hat.
Right.
You know,
100%.
so they can use that as an excuse.
But we're saying he's an imposter.
Right.
This doctrine is right. It's established about him being an imposter.
Mhm.
We're like, nigga, you're not us. And,
The Scooby-Doo kids pulling off the mask.
and then we're showing him why and how he's not us.
Right.
You go into the doctrine, they don't fit prophecy as far as being the people,
Right.
but they fit prophecy as far as being the intruders, the who is this nigga?
Right.
Luke 21 and 24. They fit that prophecy.
Like, yeah, calling our cars. We got a 6'5" white male with blonde hair, blue eyes, wearing a lumberjack jacket and some boots.
Right.
And here it is, they got me over here like this.
Right.
There you go.
Come on, bro.
What? That ain't him.
That's not
No, we read in the scriptures like, hold up, that ain't you.
That's not you. You can't even make it make sense. And the Lord's so beautiful how he set it up. And that he gave Esau this certain name that Esau had. Esau's name describes him.
Right, right. What's the way?
Edom, Adawamia. Adawamia means rank.
Right, yep.
Esau, which your brother just expounded upon, Isashua. Isaac named that nigga Esau, man. Wasted away is he. Because he got no, the pigmentation.
You can picture Isaac, right? When
The
he came,
Lord put it on him.
when Isaac when Esau came out, you can picture
The first
Isaac.
thing he probably said was,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah.
He probably said, damn.
Esau.
Yo,
Esau.
God damn.
That was his name. The first thing that came out of his mouth. Esau.
Right.
Joshua.
Right.
Wasted away is he. Like
Right.
little creature.
That's it. I
Yeah.
love you.
And that's why he loved him.
Nigga.
And he probably loved him because
Hey, you already know, bro.
he probably loved him because he felt bad for him. Like, damn, man.
But that's your son. You know how.
Yeah.
So you see it because we can relate too.
Plus, that was his firstborn. That's his firstborn.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's so imagine that. It was it was definitely a receive, but it was like, damn. Let me see the other one.
Right.
They were fraternal.
Yeah,
They were fraternal twins. So he knew he had two in there.
yeah.
He was like, dang. He's like, let me see the other one.
Yeah,
There.
yeah.
All right, damn. All right, I could take the L.
Right,
You know what I mean on
Right.
that. This one looks like me. You know what I mean? I
Right.
take the L on this one.
yeah. I'm gonna touch it a little bit more, man.
Right.
I've been looking.
And he did love Esau. As we go into the story,
Yeah.
when Jacob was Yaakov him, he had mentioned how he loved him. He loved Esau because of his venison.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, bro. He loved Esau, bro, but he Yaakov him at the same time. Isaac was Yahushai.
Yeah.
That's why the scriptures say the Lord Yahushai is a jinn,
It's a gin, yeah.
which is a trap.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important to make sure you're with Yahushai.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're not playing yourself. As we brought out in Job 12 and 16, bro. Like, bro, you gotta pray to the Lord and really ask the Lord, like, I'm with you, Lord. Like, you know what I mean? Like, please have a sincere spirit on me. Keep me in the right way. Because hey, you could be thinking you're going right, but you're going left. You're going to the left side. But needless to say, yeah, I'm sorry. Come.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 3.
Break
And he said unto me, Son of man,
that.
can these bones live?
Woo! Go ahead.
And I answered,
It was that bad. Read that one more time, brother.
Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 3. He said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
The Lord asked Ezekiel, can these bones live? Because he's showing them. It's like when you show something, if I showed you something. Now, you can't, that's why it was that bad.
Yeah.
The Lord's like, you bones can live?
You think we can restore this?
You think I can do it?
You find a rusty ass gun,
Right.
you rust everywhere. Yeah, and you're just like, you think we could restore this shit?
Right.
I don't know, man. You just like,
But Ezekiel believed. What did Ezekiel say? Now go ahead, watch this. That's heavy. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, Yahweh Bashan power.
Thou
Now,
knowest. Go ahead, brother.
Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and said to them, O ye dry bones, hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh.
Right.
Thus said the Lord
And that's
Yahweh.
showing you what? Prophecy is essential. It's critical. It's everything. And that goes right back to Revelation 19 and 10. We kind of briefed over it a little bit. The prophets are coming in the spirit of prophecy, bro. The prophets are coming in the spirit of prophecy. And the Lord commanded Ezekiel to prophesy upon those bones. And that's what we're doing right now.
what did John 6 and 63 say? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, they are life.
That's it, bro. That's it. That's right. And this is what it is. It's the spirit of prophet. The Lord commanded us in 2nd Esdras, speaking to the ears of my people, the words of prophecy, man, which I will put in your mouth, for they are faithful and true. You're the speak the Lord's prophecy. So go ahead, brother. Go back to shop. But this can become long, believe it or not. We're running this straight to the point. You got it. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashan power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you,
Right.
and you shall live.
Right. And that breath goes into the understanding. Right. Which is going to come through the Holy Spirit. But go ahead, brother. Brother, can you grab so I can step out 17? It's Sirach 17. You can go straight to 5. Go ahead, brother.
You can cover 37 verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you.
Right, and those sinews are likened unto the ligaments that hold tissue and bone, all right, through muscle, right? And that's likened unto when, you had the Black Panthers Party, you had the Women of American movement, the Latino movement, right? All that. You had Jake coming together, but guess what? They weren't coming together under the guise of the Lord. They were coming together under the guise of their own understanding, but they did come to a conclusion like, oh shit, we got a common enemy. So this is when this started happening. Go ahead, bro. But Malak, hold that. You got it, brother.
There's the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 5. They received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord.
Right, the 5 operations. What? You can see, you can smell, you can touch, you can hear, you can what?
Feel.
There you go.
And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding.
Understanding, which is what Adam received, right? Adam received the understanding. You read 2nd Ezra, the 3rd chapter, right? When the Lord breathed into him. Go ahead, brother, you got it.
And in the 7th, speech, an
Yup.
interpreter of the cogitation
Right.
thereof.
To be able to understand these things, man. And that's the spirit, bro, because when you read the book of Colossians, I believe it's Colossians, the 4th chapter, and it mentions how it talks to the door of utterance, right? Which is only going to come by the key, which is Yahweh. There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more here, if I'm not mistaken.
Counsel and tongue and eyes, ears and their heart gave he them to understand.
You got a little bit more, Malak?
Withal, he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and showed them good and evil.
Right, see, and that's the spirit, brother, because before camp started, I think we were talking about something similar. This is what we had to go through what we went through.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We had to know good and evil, bro. We had to, but we had to fall from grace. Because now when we come back up on the come up, when the Lord raises us up out of the dunghill, and we're going to be established, bro, with new bodies, that new spirit, and we're going to know exactly what to do. We're not going to be able to go off even if we want to. We're going to go from dry bones to extraterrestrial, bro. You feel me? Even all of our people, bro. And that's the beautiful thing. I can't wait to see that, bro, because, hey, at the end of the day, Jake loves his people, bro. As much as you love your people, bro. I know I love my people, bro. It hurts to see them sometimes, it hurts to see them all far. But we know these are the same niggas that turned their back on the Lord. But at the end of the day, you go, what's that word, brother? What's that terminology when you go from 80 to 0 to 100?
Yeah.
No, the split personality type of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Got going high type of shit.
Yeah.
I go from I love you to I'm not.
You're bipolar.
Bipolar, there it goes.
Yeah.
Because as I thought about what they did to the Lord Yahweh, now I'm like, man, you niggas gotta get it though.
Yeah.
It's justified. But it does, at the end of the day, it's gonna be beautiful to see them in their right mind.
Right.
And there was a necessary evil too.
All family together.
Right. It tells us in the Romans 11 that they were our enemies for the gospel's sake, I think it says. So it's just the way things had to play out. Prophet, it's all about prophet, necessary evil. That's right out there. But like, you can get a little bit more of that, and that's the point.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 6, and I will lay sinews upon you.
Like, go beyond that, brother.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 7, so I prophesied as I was commanded.
He prophesied as he was commanded. Go ahead, Malak.
And as I prophesied,
What
there was
happened?
a noise.
There was a noise
And behold, a shaking.
and the shaking. All right, and spiritually, this is when Abba Bivens came on the scene. But remember, he was preaching before 69, but that was the iconic year where things really took a turn for the better for us. And it's not a coincidence that that's the same year that supposedly Esau said he went to the moon. 1969, am I not tripping?
Studio 54.
Studio 666, I say. Yo, do the 30. Yo, bro. He said he went up there via Neil Armstrong via the Apollo, but it had no blast. It had no signs of blast particle. Like, blast zone.
Mhm.
There it goes. There was no signs of a blast zone arc. This nigga's up there in the studio looking crazy with a spacesuit on, bro, trying to lie to the American people. That's exactly what he did. But what's so crazy? You still got people that believe that. Yep. Right? Isn't that crazy? Showing you that the the psychological manipulation that Esau has over the people is so powerful. His deception. This man is a complete wizard. His old girl, a witch.
Yep.
And they know how to exercise that deviant shit. They're so fucking slick with it. And unless the Lord got you, fuck yeah, you're gonna be all up in it. You know, nah, they went to the moon. You a fighting nigga. You know what I mean? Nah. You know what I mean?
No debate.
Yeah, the Big Bang Theory. All types of things.
Right.
You know? You gotta have faith in the Big Bang Theory, though. Think about it. You gotta have faith in that. What's the lucky about it? Get a little bit more there. We out. You got it, buddy.
You can tell me 37 verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise. Behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews, the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
That's right, if I may. Again, this is when Jake has started coming together.
Right.
Right? They were coming together under their own agenda, though.
Right. Black Panthers,
Right?
the Young Lords, all that, but they didn't have no understanding.
No understanding. It wasn't under the guise of Yahweh Bashim.
They knew they had a common enemy
Right.
because the Young Lords was Ephraim,
Mhm.
you know, Judah. You know, you even had Gad with
Yeah, you
resistance,
had Native American,
doing resistance and all that. You know, you had Issachar. You know, all the tribes.
Taino movement,
Yeah,
those Taino,
So
Latino
you
movement.
know, but they didn't have an understanding that this was of the word of the Lord. You know,
Mhm.
they weren't under. They were taking counsel, but not of Him, as He says.
There it goes, brother. There it goes. That's exactly right.
Ezekiel chapter 39 and verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, and said the Lord Jehovah with sharp power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live.
See that? And that's when that truth came out. You know, and that's what made us alive. That's the reason why we're made alive today. We're not in the congregation of the dead because we're not away from the understanding.
Well, that's the point right there. You can leave that there. Unless you want to jump down to the point. The guy being is talking to Israel. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 11. Then he said unto me,
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Forgive me. I ain't know you got full.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 10. So I prophesied as you commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
That goes back to that Revelations 11:11.
That's it. And Wisdom of Solomon. People. Wisdom of Solomon 5. And this is what got Esau pulling out the rest of his hair, not being able to sleep at night, and he's not eating.
That's why it says if fear fell upon them, that's all.
That's it. Esau's not eating. You know what I mean? This nigga. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 11.
Yep.
Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Right.
Behold, they say, the bones are dry, and the hope is lost, were put off for parts.
You got it, brother. You can leave it there.
So hey, that's why this word is everything with the truth, the understanding, right? Not because you open up the Bible and now all of a sudden you want to gain followers,
Right.
you know, and bring in them damnable heresy.
Look scholarly, right?
Right, man. Hey, the Lord said He's not going to be slack concerning your judgment, right? So we're going to stick to the script. You know what I mean? Before we end up in a pile of shit, you know. And that's just the point, man. You know, you people are gonna get that swift destruction. You know that the Lord is drawing, you know, out in the drawing boards for you, man. You know, so we're gonna keep fearing the Lord and hope for life.
That's right.
You know, which is salvation, the kingdom,
Right.
immortality, which is gonna come through righteousness.
Right.
You know. So you know, hey, Lord willing,
And
this was it.
Yeah, you got it, brother. Now you got it. Now you got it.
Hey, Lord
I was
willing,
gonna just mention and prioritizing Yahweh Shai.
that's it.
You know, because as much as these niggas, I'm sorry, brother, because as much as these niggas are a distraction, we got to make sure we prioritize Yahweh Shai.
That's it.
And the brothers are prioritizing Yahweh Shai.
That's
You know, we're gonna not gonna spend all our time on you niggas, you know, but we are gonna, you know, do what's necessary to put the scopeo on it.
Right.
and then move on to prophecy, right?
Right.
Like the brother was mentioning, man. Still out here, but I
That's
think
all good.
Yahweh said, spirits are to Yahweh side.
Hey, so Lord William, this was edifying. And with that, we're going to give all honor and glory to.
Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash.
I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And I want to say shalom to the brothers and sisters that are in this truth. Shalom.
Kwam
Kwam
Yasharala.
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom, beloved. Aki Amenakwad. Thank the water for tuning in. And you already know, stay prayed up, fast as well as pray. Yahweh Shai is on his way. Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Shalom. Shalom.